I just wanted to make this real short video, um, and it's in regards to Kevin Hart, because I keep seeing that, like, every so often we keep hearing about what Kevin Hart did or what he said, and I just want to remind America how it's like crazy that we have become so sensitive about everything that we do or even a comedian can say. Because Kevin Hart made a reference to beating, hitting his son in the head with a dollhouse or whatever because, he told him he was gay. And it's like, wow. Then I heard it on Chappelle's David Chappelle's newest stand up, and I just want to know, at what point are we going to just start like you're just not going to be able to say anything about anybody, okay? And the reason that I say this is because I'm 47 years old, and I grew up on Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live, and a lot of people don't know he had a tape called Eddie Murphy Comedian. He had one called Comedian before he actually did Delirious and Raw and all of those things. And the thing about it is, it's like he did not do, Eddie Murphy, one of the most brilliant comedians in our time, and maybe of all time. He did not do a stand-up or even that tape comedian that I spoke about without saying faggots, homosexuals, faggots. He did all this stuff, and it's like, I laid back. I didn't say anything. I didn't make this video for a while because I figured like somebody's gonna say it. And then like yesterday, I thought like somebody definitely was going to say it because I was watching something on TV and they were like, oh, other people said this and other people said that. But no, nobody's like addressing that. So it's like, at the end of the day, with this whole, like Donald Trump talks about a witch hunt and all that stuff, and I think the real witch hunt is like in entertainment, because the way that I look at it is like, I watched a lot of interviews from some of these child actors and some of the grown-up actors, and the thing is, it's like everybody wants to point the finger of blame on them, and I understand that. I get that. You did something wrong, and you should be held accountable for that. At the same time, they were brought into a society where they were groomed into a society that it was like the things that they did and said were okay at the time that they did it, So it's like a lot of people are being penalized because of what I guess you could say the only things they really knew. They were young men, a lot of these people that are really going down. And like, don't get me wrong, I do not advocate the harassment, the sexual harassment of women by men, or the abuse of power by the men that, had the powers to say, well, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. However, a lot of them were brought into that as that was the norm. And yet now we're going to go persecute everybody for the last 100 years. You know, and I think that, to me personally, I think that that's unfair. This is a society that they lived in. This is a society where their parents allowed certain things to go on. And I don't blame the parents for it, you know. But at the same time, I don't think that everybody's legacy should be destroyed because of what they grew into knowing, you know, well, with them not knowing that this was like considered, they knew that this was like considered norm, and they were allowed to do all these things. Then 20, 30, 40 years later, everybody wants to go back and persecute these individuals. You know, I think that's wrong. I really personally feel that's wrong. We're going to get to a point where a comedian can't say anything about anybody that makes everybody laugh. David Chappelle, he even said that when he was, you know, getting ready to do, you know, his show or whatever, the David Chappelle show, and he was like, he was told that he couldn't say certain things because he had said the word faggot. And he asked, like, well, I say nigga, nigga, nigga all the time, arbitrarily, basically, and there wasn't a problem. And they told him, well, you can't say faggot because you're not gay. And he's like, well, I'm not a nigga either. See, so like where do we get to? We can just still have fun and be entertained. You know, Kevin Hart lost something that he was really looking forward to because of something that he said years ago. So now, again, fast forward again, I love Eddie Murphy. But it's like now, Eddie Murphy can still do anything that he wanted to do, or he wants to do. And he said faggot, 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 you know, all the time. So, like, eventually we're going to get to a point where, like, nothing's going to be funny. Like, you can't say anything about anybody unless you're part of that demographic, I guess you could say. And that's like crazy. So, I don't know, I just really felt that I had to get this off of my chest because I've been thinking about this for a while now. And, you know, God bless y'all. Action, not talk. Peace.